a complete disaster for the Washington Commanders in Minnesota. You see Dan Quinn and Jaden Daniels leaving the field there. I've been in that tunnel in a lot of stadiums watching a lot of players walk off the field after losses. Never seen a scene like that. It was silent, to a man, dead silence. Welcome into U.S. Bank Stadium. We're here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where the Commanders just had the worst loss of their season. One of the worst losses this organization's had in some time. Their first time being shut out since 2019, which happened during a tropical storm, which is why there was no offense. This was a disaster. You got Jaden hurt again. Zach Ertz possibly done for his career, and just an absolutely abysmal performance from this team. You and I said in the show last week, I'm getting a little tired of how everybody's getting a little congratulatory after what was a loss.
Losing a game.
You lost your 7th game in a row, and there was some semblance of, man, we fought hard. Well, that's the result. It was embarrassing start to finish early on in this thing. J.J. McCarthy's been a train wreck. Washington lets him go right down the field to score the first touchdown of the game. Okay, got to respond. Washington responds with a really good drive. First and goal from the 4 on first down. You run it. Chris Rodriguez, 3-yard gain. Second and goal from the 1. Trick play, more or less. A jumbo set pass to Brandon Coleman, completely covered up. Third down, another pass. Fourth down, another pass. 3 straight passes from the 1-yard line. You don't score. They go 19 plays, 98 yards the other way. Convert every third down on that drive. They came into this game
12-minute plus drive.
Minnesota came into this game 31st in the NFL at third down conversions. They converted every third down on that drive. Minnesota came into this game bottom 5 in points scored and yards gained, and they went 19 plays, 98 yards to take a 14-0 lead, and it was never close.
Yeah, I mean,
never.
We talked about not enjoying a loss, not talking about how good you are in a loss after that Broncos game. Also said that when you have two teams that are dead in the water, it's a fight to see who's going to quit first. And Dan Quinn said it in the post-game presser. After that drive, the game was over, and it was a calamity. It was Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner just making the Commanders look awful. J.J. McCarthy, who's been flat out bad, had a 125 passer rating in this game, and that was including multiple times missing Justin Jefferson wide open behind the defense.
They had a touchdown drive to go up, I think it was 24 or 31-0, and it was right here. And J.J. McCarthy on like a 6-play, 60-yard drive had 0 passing yards until he connected with Hockenson on 4th down, who broke 3 tackles to bust into the end zone.
Three Commanders ran into each other. It was awful all the way around. I've covered this team since 2008, and this legitimately might be the worst loss that I've witnessed. I'm trying to not be a prisoner of the moment.
Right.
You have the 2019 game in the rain. You have the snow game against Kansas City that ranks up there. I mean, there are bad ones over
regardless
the years.
of the history for this organization, for the Dan Quinn, Adam Peters organization, this is by far the worst one.
Oh.
And this is the one we were wondering how long the capital from the 2024 season banks this group. This is the one where you might be running out of capital. What happened last year is terrific. It was so much fun. But after this, 31-0 to a bad Minnesota team where Dan Quinn, we were lost, but we're not we lost the game, but we're not lost anymore. So where are you? Where's the map?
Let's get to the most important
part
of
this.
Where's
the GPS?
Jaden Daniels came back this week.
Yeah.
He clearly wasn't right. He was clearly quite fragile. You had the play that he got injured on that he finally finished where he came out after throwing the interception. But a few plays before that, the Vikings had 12 men on the field. He fumbled the ball. They took it back for a touchdown. Obviously, it was overturned. The medical staff had to come out and look at him.
I think they were just adjusting the brace. Here's my thing. Playing Jaden was the right decision, and then when he got blasted like that, Dan Quinn said in the postgame he could have come back on the field, and it was my decision to keep him off. That was also the right decision.
It is the right
decision. You're getting your ass kicked. There's no point in sending him back out there. Your offense is completely inept. I am not in the second guessing of him playing and then getting pulled out.
That's not where I was going.
I don't know what you do going forward.
I think he was a little too fragile to be out there, but that's my opinion.
He was getting hit like he was playing football.
But he was protecting himself a lot more today, which was a good thing. But even on the plays when he did get hit,
I'm encouraged by seeing him go out of bounds and not challenge for a first down when he's running.
Certainly at 3-9, that's definitely the way to go. But Dan Quinn talked about you have 4 division games left and you want to build upward momentum going forward. Quite frankly,
they're just grasping.
Yeah, there's no momentum.
They're just grasping.
Right. I mean, season to season, there's not a lot of momentum anyway, but certainly not with the way that this season has gone.
I thought there was a chance with a good performance today to kind of build going forward. DJ, that throws for you,
there's
buddy.
A football right there for you, bud.
Oh, man, this is the leading passer in Delaware State history.
Delaware State
history.
Wish we got
that
right
on
there.
camera. As you can see behind us, it's a bit of a zoo. I guess they let all the children in the greater Minneapolis area out on the field. Good for them. Have fun, kids.
Listen, they haven't had a whole lot to cheer about. They should enjoy this one.
The question with Jaden for me, I don't think he was too fragile to play. Like, he was getting rocked on a couple plays, got up, went back to the huddle. Like,
I don't know about rocked, but okay.
He took some hits, and I mean, if you're playing the guy, he's going to play football. And I think it was the right call to play him and then the right call to not put him back out there. I think it's a very different equation with 4 left after he had to leave this one to if he goes next week in New York.
I think it's 4 straight games that he's now played and had to come out of.
Yeah.
Do you want to make it 5 in New York?
Right. And now at 3-10, coming off the worst loss, at least of this group, my questions are, what is the temperature of Dan's seat? Because you lost 8 in a row. Coaches don't withstand that.
Yeah.
Coaches do not withstand 8 losses in a row. And I'm not saying that they're looking to get rid of them, but like if you're DQ, here's the truth. NFL coaches have a meeting with ownership on Mondays. That's what happens across the league. What the hell do you say tomorrow? What is your selling point?
We went into that locker room after the game, and you talked to the players, and, they said it was a kick in the groin. They said it was sad, all the different things. There's not a whole lot to say. Like,
right.
And DQ, even at the podium, he's like, we took a step forward last week, and we took 3 steps to 10 steps back. I don't know what else there is for them to say. Maybe DQ's seat is a little warmer. This franchise, the Redskins, Washington Football Commanders franchise, has only lost more than 8 games in a row 3 times in the history.
How many did they?
2 years ago, they lost 9
9
in a row.
And then the Callahan.
They lost 9 in a row also. The only other one is 1960 to 61 over the course of 2 seasons. They lost 17 straight games.
Wow.
But outside of that, I mean, in modern football, we've seen really bad burgundy and gold football, and this might be amongst the worst.
I'm not calling for anyone's job. This year has just been disjointed and broken and bad luck and injuries. But the questions have to be so much more significant. Offensively, I think Jaden threw the ball 19 times in the first half. You're running the ball well. Run the ball.
And you talked about that first possession down at the goal line. Throwing the ball 3 times in a row is abysmal.
My only thought, mistake. Maybe they wanted Jay to get a touchdown early, and the QB run was off the table. I was told they would not be any designed quarterback runs. I think we saw that. Now he's going to scramble and do his thing regardless. But you know what Jaden would prefer? Being tied up 7-7.
That's where I was going to go
throwing a touchdown.
Because if you tie it up 7-7, you keep this game more reasonable for a longer period of time, and you're not forced into trying to throw the ball 1,000 times to catch up. Jaden was feeling heat when there wasn't heat there. Multiple times he rolled out of clean pockets. I think about the play right down here at the 20-yard line when who was it? D tackle.
John Allen.
John Allen went out. Was it John? Went out and got him a hit on the sideline as he was getting rid of the ball. I think you saw a guy who was hesitant to stand in the pocket and wait, and then was quick to tuck it and run. And when you're quick to tuck it and run, and also trying to avoid hits, Jaden's not quite the quarterback that we saw last year when he's trying to do those things. And I didn't think Jaden's vision was that great today either across the field. I think you saw guys open and he wasn't able to hit them.
I think there were also times where he had a pocket and nobody was open.
Right.
And this is with the group that we expected to get open, right? Like, it was one thing when that was Robbie Chosen and
Traylon Burks
and
whatever.
But today is Terry,
guys.
Debo, Noah. Just pretty incomprehensible how poorly they performed, honestly. I mean, it's hard to wrap your brain around this because what I said was what they need to do is just get on the board early. This fan base, this place gets legitimately loud. There is a legit home field advantage. And if the Vikings offense had come out in a 3-and-out or a 6-and-out and punted, these fans would have been ready to boo. They would have been ready to leave. But you let J.J. McCarthy build some confidence on that first drive. And then I like the decision to go for it on 4th down, but to not run the ball on 3 straight possessions at the goal line and then to give up a 19-play, 98-yard drive, it was a wrap, dude.
You know how hard that 2nd down play was for me?
And then they get the play. They finally get a stop just before halftime.
Right.
And they get a chance. Jaden has the ball with, I think, all 3, maybe 2 timeouts, a minute 50 left, and the offense is terrible. They end up punting again. And you know what Minnesota's going to do up 14-0 going into halftime? Happily take a knee. And jog it into the locker room.
Chris Rodriguez averaged 8 yards a carry in the first half. I mean, they were grinding it out on the ground, and then Cliff Kingsbury got away from it. And the goal line, that first drive, that second down play was so tough for me. I hate that they threw the ball.
They were all over.
But I love that they were trying to get no line.
They were all over it.
They were all over it though. It's, and Debo maybe should have caught that ball. He kind of stumbled coming out of his break and it hit his hands.
And they were hand fighting a little. He was getting pulled down, but the ball hit his hands.
Yeah, I mean,
it would have been a hell of a play, but you like to think those are the plays you need on the road, desperate.
And we're talking about that first drive so much because, quite frankly, everything after that, 12-plus minute drive was almost inconsequential outside of Jaden getting hurt. I mean, maybe at the end of the half, if they were able to get some points when they got the ball back with like $1:40 left, you feel you're back in the game, you get the ball back at halftime, and you can do some stuff. But I mean, there was mistakes all over the field, and early on in that game defensively,
late in this game defensively, it was just a gong show.
Yeah.
Right? Just the bad tackling. And the roughing on JJ was so obvious. Like, it was just like.
But the roughing on JJ was so obvious. But then that was also the quick screen pass out to Aaron Jones, and you had two Commanders D linemen.
He probably broke 4 tackles.
Right. I mean, and got down to the 3-yard line on that play. Every step of that thing was bad once they came out of halftime. After that 12-minute drive.
Totally.
Early on in the game, I thought defensively they did a good job of stringing out runs to the outside and staying in their lanes. You had Jordan Mason was really looking to cut those things back, and they did a good job stopping it. And then they get down, was it 3rd one or 4th and 1 when Mason scored the touchdown, and you had Mikey Sainer still get sucked inside, and he waltzes into the end zone kind of right behind us over there.
I mean, this
to me,
Vikings
that was
offense came into this.
They were 30th in third downs, and they were
5
for their first 5.
31st in third downs, and offensively 28th in points scored, 29th in yards gained.
It was. I mean you
can
only
keep
saying it so many
NFL
times.
game.
Yeah, and that's awful. I mean, this is a team and an offense that shouldn't be getting shut out like that.
I don't know what answers there are. And it's a week-to-week league, and maybe they show up next week and beat the brakes off the Giants. Who knows, right?
Maybe. But Giants are coming off a bye, though. They've been playing competitive football. Outside of the Broncos game, this Commanders team isn't even playing competitive football, and that's it's hard to fathom.
Game.
Yeah, it's against another terrible team. It's just hard to fathom
how
far this team has fallen from what we saw last year.
The Dan Quinn taking over the defense, it be the answer narrative is over.
I believe this is the 12th time in 2 seasons this team has given up 30-plus points. So, again, we've talked about it, but
all JJ does is throw picks, and they couldn't generate one.
Yeah. I don't even know where
in this.
Did they get their hands on? I don't even know that they were really close.
Coming into today, he had thrown 10 picks in 6 games,
and most of JJ's passes were, 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, or a couple, 15, 20 yarders down there. But they weren't getting beat deep, but they just couldn't tackle anybody, and that's been a theme this whole season.
We want to thank our sponsors, MGM National Harbor. I'd rather be there than here. Tap Sports Bar in MGM National Harbor. I'd rather be there.
Oarsman Automotive of Virginia. I'd like to hop in my car and drive home right now.
You can pick any of the 7 locations Oarsman Automotive of Virginia has all over Northern Virginia. I'd rather be there than here.
And you know
Garv always orders us pizza. Billy Chantilly orders us pizza.
I'd love to be a Total Wine.
How about Biaggi? Get us some pizza.
You know the Drunk Raccoon in Ashland
Richmond.
or whatever?
Yeah.
I'd like to be the drunk raccoon in Total Wine right now. Let the sommelier walk me around, show me off some good wines, and just let me...
very long tasting.
Yeah, just a long swig.
Just a disaster, dude. Clearly no game balls.
No. Game balls and goats is going to be... I don't even know that you need to run down goats, because I don't know that there's anyone that really doesn't deserve a goat.
Right. I mean, it's basically...
I thought Mikey Sainer still was particularly bad.
You got to hit the gritty for us? Hit the gritty for us.
Let's see it.
Oh, wait.
Hold on. We got a screen.
There.
All right, let's see it.
Let's see it.
This might be our only game ball. This thing better be good. Go. All right. They held Justin Jefferson to 11 yards and lost 31-0.
This kid gets to hit the gritty, though.
Yeah.
Well done, man.
All right, that's our only game ball.
They have a gritty cam during the Vikings game. It's pretty funny.
You know what? They put up the gritty cam during the game, and I was talking to Don Hopkins sitting next to me. Remember when John Wall was doing the Dougie, and they had the Dougie cam at Wiz Games, and the fans were awful at it? Fans are terrible at doing the gritty. I'm not saying I can, but the fans are bad. That kid was okay. But the fans they put on the big screen doing the gritty were awful. Actually, I have one quick game ball.
Okay.
And I don't even know if it's a game ball. But it was cool as hell that the the Commanders walked in
Cosby, Bates, Hartman.
Wearing a bunch of the Caps jerseys.
Red hot.
The Caps are red hot, which is awesome.
I brought my Caps winter cap out here.
I brought no winter cap or coat.
DJ, see if you hand me my backpack.
But the Caps have our
Biz,
Caps coverage
right?
has
Isn't Biz getting on there? That's
Biz.
awesome.
Paul Bizanet's on the Hockey Lifers podcast with Jeff Merrick and Bruce Boudreau. I think tomorrow night that episode's going to be out on the Monumental Sports YouTube page. So check it out. That should be really cool. Listen, there's not a whole lot to root for here watching the Commanders, but the Caps are hot right now. They've been playing well. I went to the game on Friday after Thanksgiving. They came back 3 goals in the third period to win. That was a hell of a lot of fun.
Niece and nephew with you?
Yeah, that was a great time.
This is remarkable, dude. J.J. McCarthy in this game went for $160. Justin Jefferson, the only player on this field that could break you, only had 11 yards, and they lost 31-0.
I pointed out to you a couple times though when you
take
saw
this hat off, but I
like you wearing the hat. I think you should. I think it's a good playoff. Me not being cold and you being bundled up walking home last night.
Dude, I'll put my coat on just to show the people. I brought the big coat out here.
Actually, there was a perfectly.
It's 3 degrees here, dude.
There was a perfect JP Finlay situation last night.
Yeah, that was.
We all went to dinner at Manny's. There's also a steakhouse called Murray's. JP shows up to Manny's with all of us. He's like, oh, I guess we're all having dinner at the same place. And Santana and B and company were like, bro, you're at the wrong spot. So JP walks from the hotel to Manny's and then has to go back outside and walk over to Murray's.
All facts.
I mean, it was a perfect.
And Murray's was right next to my hotel. Manny's was like a 10-minute walk, so then I got to make like a 15-minute walk. It was great. It was 15 degrees. Same amount of time walking as degrees. It's even colder today, so that's great. Listen. I've said this before, and maybe I'll be quiet to the nice people here because they're nice. Minnesota has the worst weather in America because I've been here, unfortunately, a bunch in the summer when the sale was going down with Snyder.
Yeah.
The NFL had all the meetings here, and I had to keep coming out here, and it's butt hot and humid here. So it's not like the summers are beautiful.
Right.
Everything sucks here.
Shout out to our guy, Reveal32, came in with a super chat. He wants to buy us a couple beers for having to go through this.
Is he here?
No, I think he's watching on the YouTube right now.
Shout out to Reveal22. 32, pardon me.
What do you want to do, goats? I mean, we could go through. There's a lot of them.
Yeah,
but
like everyone involved.
I mean, does anyone not deserve a goat?
No.
Like, I thought the offensive line played okay. Early on when they tried to run the ball, they were able to run it. That was pretty good to see. I wish that they would run the ball a little bit more. I wish they would have run the ball a little bit more. I think that would have helped Jaden a lot. I think particularly as Jaden's coming back and you want to get him in the rhythm, getting first downs, staying on the field, moving the football, I think are things that this team could have done a better job of. And then they just got away from it and just started chucking the ball around the yard like it was, the playoffs last year and you had everybody healthy and on the same page.
Buckeye Mando. The culture is actually not damn good.
Yeah.
I think more and more people are going to hit this point. I got some text messages from people. DJ Wax 27. People need to be fired. There was no point in sending him out there, period. I don't agree with, I assume you're talking about Jaden. I think it made sense to play him. I don't know going forward that it does. This is the kind of game where the meeting with ownership tomorrow is going to be very, very difficult. And I did see Adam Peters and Josh Harris stood there and greeted every player and coach as they walked into the locker room. Like the organizational alignment, which is what I stressed when Harris made his first offers, I think is still there. But there's got to be real hard questions asked.
Well, I think you go from asking questions, trying to understand why things had gone south, to after this game demanding answers. I think it's not, hey, like, what the heck's going on? It's how the hell are you going to fix this offseason going into next year? How are you going to fix the way that you go about training camp? How are you going to fix the way you go about preseason? How are you going to fix this so that this doesn't repeat itself? Because, trying to figure out in the moment right now as the season's going what's happening, what's right, what's wrong, how we got there, I think are going to be tough answers. But you got to start. This is a point where this season is lost, clearly, and you need to start sitting down and not just going over the game tape from this week. On Tuesday, you're going to look at the All-22 from this and try and figure out what went wrong. But you have to start looking back to the plan, the program, all these things that this coaching staff talked about, figuring out how you do better.
Not spending money. I mean, just in the free agent market, like trying to go kind of bargain shopping. Like I think that has to look different. There's not a ton of draft picks for you to point to. Like this is a difficult situation all the way around. I think
things went so well last year,
right,
with the way that they built it.
Maybe some of that's pendulum, right? Like you get every break and then the pendulum swings back.
But it's hard to go from NFC Championship to top three worst team in the NFL.
It's 3-10.
3-10.
And I said going into this game, offensively, you should finally have your group, and it should look good, and you should remind folks what you were building towards.
Right.
And this is the polar opposite of that.
I keep going back to it, and I feel like Doc Walker with run the damn ball. But Jaden is your horse, and you want to get him all the work you can, but keep the offense on the field. 12 plays down the field, 12-plus minutes down the field, the Vikings go, and then you turn the ball over in, 3 minutes after that, and they're right back out on the field again. You have Tyler Ott getting into it on that punt.
I think it was Ballore, but yeah.
Was it Ballore?
Yeah.
Whoever it was. You didn't give the defense even a chance to rest. They weren't able to get a stop. I mean, in the locker room they said we didn't play complimentary football, and that is certainly true. I mean, the thing is, you got to, when you find something that's working, you got to keep hitting it until it doesn't. And that's what was so frustrating about this tonight was that Chris Rodriguez was doing a good job, and I don't know what's going on with this coaching staff and Chris Rodriguez or whatever, why it took so long to start getting him involved in the offense. And now that he is, they're kind of, what did I say, hokey poking it.
I think he was at
1 foot in, 1 foot out.
32 at the end of the first quarter, and he finished 10 of 52.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at a certain point, it probably didn't matter. Bill ran the ball all right. I don't
at
think
the end,
Nichols
when it didn't matter.
Yeah,
Nichols had a couple rushes.
No, he had a catch.
Did he rush?
A single catch for 2 yards. I have a couple random complaints. If you should be in the mood for those,
I'm in the mood for those. Do you want? Is it football related?
Quasi.
All right, let's get through the stuff real quick.
Okay.
We'll run down the stuff for you here. As I'm sure you can imagine, it wasn't pretty. I'll start. My 100 chips. I had Commanders money line and the over. Neither hit. Lost my 100 chips. I'm plus 315, I believe, on the season. JP.
I should have. See, parlays are stupid. I should have just taken the C-Rod that I liked.
Right. JP likes C-Rod and over 38.5 yards on the Commanders' money line. He lost. I believe you're minus 815 on the season. So that number is getting kind of big.
Yeah.
Over-unders. We'll start with 213.5 passing yards for Jaden. He had 76, I believe. Didn't quite get there. Almost did.
Combined, the quarterbacks passed for 108 yards.
Yeah, it didn't get there.
With a pair of picks.
I was over. You were under, so you were right on that one. Next, we had C-Rod touches at 15, or 13.5, I'm sorry.
He didn't get there, right?
He had 10. I don't think he had anything in the
10
pass
carries,
game.
nothing in the pass game.
So he was under. We both were over on that. We both were wrong. And lastly, we had Justin Jefferson, 65.5 passing yards. We both were under. It was under. JP takes the win this week. And I believe that's a wrap for the season. So,
huzzah!
Just like in golf, I'm going to press as we go forward.
Open a new one.
Yeah, we'll open up a new one for the last four.
To play?
Yeah, 4 to play. We'll open up a new one.
You know me, on the golf course and in the stuff. I never turn down a bet.
Benji bet. I had 27-20 Commanders. JP had 23-19. Obviously, Commanders didn't win. Neither of us were close.
If you recall, I did say a few different times that the line in this thing gave me pause. Like the setup in this thing gave me pause. And,
it did.
And I compared it to Detroit and Dallas, how everybody was on Dallas because they were kind of surging.
Yeah.
But it was like, well, Detroit's offense is good. Sure enough, Minnie's offense was good today.
We both know that the Commanders' defense is bad. No one has ever said otherwise this
Today
season.
Was shocking.
But today was shockingly bad, and I didn't think that...
All the way around. That was a shocking result.
I was talking to Kevin Seifert, who covers the Vikings before the game, and I was like, "This is the get back game for JJ. Can he, prove that he's worthwhile against a terrible defense?" And Seifert was like, "JJ can't hit a guy if he's wide open because he throws it over his head or at his feet, and that's been his problem." I didn't think that JJ was going to be able to get things moving the way that he did offensively. It was like a hot knife through butter.
Yeah, I mean, especially early on when it was a game, just a disaster, just a true disaster. The two things I wanted to point out. DJ, can you show them just the stadium here?
Yeah. So the architects that are going to build RFK2 are the same architects that built this stadium.
So they built They built this. They built SoFi. They built Jerry World. I believe they built Atlanta. I'm not positive on that. Can you show them the roof?
And
there?
so it's great.
So it's
you can see the roof.
4:24 local time here, and you still get the natural light. Like the sun's about to go down here in Minnesota, but you still feel outdoors.
So you have this roof. It's half, what is it, opaque, and half.
They can change it depending where the sun is.
Right.
So they can open that side. Like early pregame, both sides were open,
and
it was like sun filled in here.
And when you talk about RFK, you want to see the Congress. You want to see everything down the mall, but that's facing dead west. So you're going to have the Jerry Sun Monster.
But
thing.
I think what they could do here is you can close the
Right.
blinds.
That's what I'm
for
saying.
lack of a better word.
You can do something along those lines.
Well, and I also think,
and it's right behind DJ Daryl, who I don't think is going to be able to show it. So you don't have to pan up there, but you also have an entire wall up here behind the end zone that is the same transparent.
Yeah, I mean it's the same back there. It's just a little. It's just more advertisements.
And there's more seats and stuff up there.
I also think this opened in 17. I think SoFi then opened in 21.
Yeah.
So my guess would be is that they go more towards that SoFi roof, which isn't as glassy and feels more like
tenty.
Yeah, more. I don't know the right way to describe
I believe
it.
that SoFi roof has had some issues when it rains.
Well, no, that's because there's no walls. That's because it's an outdoor stadium.
I think
the lightning delay they had. Remember the opener of SoFi?
Yeah.
They had that lightning delay, and that's because it's technically not closed off. But that's because of Southern California.
Right.
Washington
You can't do that in
off.
Washington, right?
But my point of all this is, I love the stadium. It's very impressive. And the pregame, the skull chant, they got the big Viking horn and the big Viking drum.
How
I
about
like
the fake
all
snow?
of that.
There's
That's
fake
where I
snow.
wanted to get to. The fake snow is too much. It's cold as hell here. You don't need fake snow. It's
I like
just
the fake snow.
plastic nonsense falling from the roof.
You know what else I realized?
People are worried about microplastics. Stop dumping fake snow on us.
I think it's I'm sure it's not plastic, but because it was dissipating as it came down. I don't know what it was.
The fake snow's too much. That was my one thing.
You know what?
Two thing.
Hold on. You know what I liked though? I find myself, because they did it at in Spain at the Bernabeu. Inside fireworks are pretty damn cool.
Yeah,
I like that a lot. That's a
in the
nice
year
touch.
2025, they figured out how to make those that the smoke goes away.
Right.
I'm pro inside firework, but the fake snow's got to go.
I like fake snow.
Number two, we celebrate this stadium so much, and we have been in stadiums where the pressed food is bad. Nobody's going to care about this but me. We've been in stadiums where the pressed food is bad, and we've been in stadiums where they just don't give you enough pressed food. Ironically, the New Orleans pressed food situation, in a city that's celebrated for its food and its hospitality and its culture, the pressed food situation in New Orleans, the worst in the NFL. Them or Detroit.
Or here.
Well, that's where I'm getting to.
I know.
I was blown away by there was ample food, but it was a very odd choices, and I don't think the Midwest is known for breakfast burritos. Just play the hits, folks. The breakfast burrito, my sister lives in San Diego. I had to send her a photo of it, and she was offended.
You wanted Juicy Lucy's and
yeah,
I don't know. Spotted Cow. I don't know what else is up there.
No, that's Wisconsin. Walleye.
I
probably wouldn't have been into the walleye. But
yeah,
I was surprised by it. That's all.
That's real inside football, and I agree.
Today was shocking in all manners.
Today was shocking, and they weren't. The food wasn't good enough to make us feel better about things.
And dude, it's going to be. We're going to give them a live temperature outside.
Yeah. So JP, if you saw JP on Twitter or Instagram, before he came in yesterday, was texting me about what the weather was
DJ,
like
can
here.
you zoom in on that? It's 10 degrees here.
10 degrees.
I don't know if it'll work on my phone.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
10 degrees.
Yeah, there you go. 10 degrees.
I mean,
it was 4 degrees when Daryl and I were waiting outside for our Uber this afternoon.
When I get out of here, it's going to be 6 degrees. I mean,
there
give
you
me
go.
a break.
It's cold.
It's cold. It's cold here in Minnesota. And the Minnesotans were telling us this is extra cold for right now. Normally it's 20s to 30s.
They said we picked a bad weekend to come.
It seems like everyone involved with the trip from Washington to Minnesota picked a bad weekend.
It was. You know what was fun? We got to be back on the YouTube Live.
Yeah.
It's been a little while since we've done that.
They haven't had a Sunday 1 o'clock.
I know.
Since early October. Week 5 maybe.
A little traffic coming up next week against the Giants. 1 o'clock game up in New York. We'll be live. 2 weeks from now, 5 o'clock Saturday game against the Eagles. We will be live.
We will?
We will.
Okay.
And then Christmas Day will
We will not.
be a taped one. And then we'll see what time the Week 17 Eagles game is.
Hard to believe that thing's anything but Sunday 1 o'clock.
It's got to be Sunday at 1 o'clock, because even if the Cowboys and Eagles are playing for the division. They're going to play both of those games at the same time.
They could play them at 4:30.
They could,
I
but
kind of doubt it.
either way.
I think there's also Saturday games that weekend.
Yes, that's why it's TB. That's why the date's total TBD. The NFL was hoping that was going to be a Commanders-Eagles game to see who's going to win the NFC East, and be either Saturday night or Sunday night football.
It is not.
It is not. But it's been fun talking to you guys. Glad to be back. Wish we had a better football team, better football game to talk about. But we'll hit Total Wine, grab some booze.
If we ever get out,
call it a day.
Get me out of here. It's cold here.